Hello everybody and welcome back. My name is Joel and this is A Stable Life. Thank you for clicking on the video. It's so good to have you guys here with us. The calendar is on a new date. It's November. Doesn't feel like it though. Someone should probably tell the weather. It's 60 degrees. We're getting up into the 70s today, and tomorrow the mid 70s. Absolutely insane. We also are in the middle of a drought right now. We're actually in a red flag warning. So thankfully there is no fires directly near us, but there are wildfires in the area. The local firefighters are doing a really good job of putting them out and keeping them from getting too crazy, because there is a lot of buildup in this area, and it would be pretty bad if a fire were to get out of hand. That being said, the skies are looking clear. I'm not seeing any smoke, and there are no warnings for us right now, other than just the general warning of not burning anything. So, look at our beautiful herd of horses, patiently awaiting feed, as well as the donkeys. And down there, look at all of those little pickup sticks just sticking out of the ground. That looks pretty funny. Man, that's crazy looking. Pretty cool too. So the plan and goal for today is our usual feeding, and my mom is going to be stopping by today. We're always happy to have her company. She's going to be helping us. We're actually planning on putting up some extra boards on the side there, getting some extra work done on that barn, which is always exciting, always good. Every little process and step helps. Whoa, hey Suede. See how he grabbed that gate with his nose? He's like, no, 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 it's time for me to come in. All right, I guess I should probably get started feeding, huh? Hey, beautiful, I just need you to back up for me. There you go. Go on ahead, Coco. Yeah, there you go, buddy. Hey. Something that is a little intriguing is that because it's so warm, we are monitoring the horses. They're getting those nice thick winter coats. With it being warm, we haven't seen any horses sweating that I know of yet, but it is something we have to be mindful for. Because the last thing you'd want is a horse sweating because they're hot, and then a temperature drop, and then all that sweat is on them, and it's only 30 degrees at night, which the temperatures have been swinging 40 degrees in a day. It'll get up to 70 and it'll drop to 30, so it's crazy. Let's head on down here to Honey and give her some food. I'm leading Diego in case you guys are curious. There you go, beautiful, eat up. Things are just going oh so smoothly right now. I'm happy about that. It's time for the donkeys. The sun's actually throwing off some heat, man. There you go, Rocky. Hey, Sarah. Ooh, ahead of Diego, I like it. He doesn't really fight you if he feels he has no other option, but I'm learning if he has the option, similar to Argento, he's gonna take it. Hey Champ, Rebel, good morning, gentlemen. Hey George, hey Ava, come on in, enjoy your breakfast. Hello, Declan. Look at you being the first one in. Hey there, Danny. Suede, Spitfire, Archer, Poe. I don't know why I said Poe, that was Danny. Obi and Skywalker, the dueling friends, Weather, Sriracha, Tucker, Gavin, Samson, Casino. See how he waited there? Because he knew where he would go. And then our final horse, the Argento. Come on, big guy. My goodness, this was smooth today. Let's capitalize on this and get started getting hay out for the horses. My goal is to have them out in an hour. So I'm targeting 11 o'clock. See if we can make it happen. My goodness. It's kind of crazy just to see it here, you know, it really is. It's gonna be fun though as we go up. I'm sure a lot of you have noticed that these boards, well, they're not exactly straight as an arrow. Some of them are, some of them aren't. So as we're moving our boards up the poles, it's gonna be fun because the pole is gonna have to be shimmied a little bit this way or that way to make sure that it's completely straight. And then the boards will be nailed fast to keep them that way. But it's gonna be fun doing that, you know, 15 feet up in the air. Very fun. All right, there she is, the Twacta. She starts. That is exciting. You know, I gotta tell you guys, I'm very happy to be able to start this thing. Yes, I'm still dealing with this issue on this thing. It's nice because we break it up into little days, so that means I get to deal with this at least once more. Off. Only got minimally dirty. Chain works every time. it needs to be. Fence is back on. We're around the hay barn. We're just gonna close up the gates and then turn out. And that'll be that for morning feeding. I think it is safe to say that these horses are ready to be turned out. Don't you think so, Gavin? How about you, Declan? You agree? Yeah, looks like everyone's unanimous. They all want to be out. So let's get them out. All right, all the horses are out. We can see that they're eating the hay that we just put out. All very happy. A few of them running around, mopping up what little grass is remaining. The combination of the frost hitting and the extremely dry weather means that our pastures are basically done for the year. So it's mostly hay from this point forward. We're down here with Mom. There she is. She's over there moving some boards. So let's go catch up with her and see what's going on. It's warm, isn't it?
It's warm.
So what are you up to?
So I'm just moving some lumber around. We wanted to start with our pressure treated boards at the bottom or the base of our wall. And of course, here are our pressure treated boards underneath stacks of 2x4s. So I'm just kind of trying to move them out of the way a little bit so that we can get to them.
Ah, I see.
Pretty sure these are for the trusses.
So we got all of our, what we called thinking work taken care of, and we are basically prepared to actually start putting some boards down and putting up some lumber, which is exciting. We're going to be putting in these 2x6s. These are pressure treated 2x6s. They are the very bottom of the barn. So basically you can imagine the board going on the bottom, that board will go on, and then 16 foot from that board is going to be where the top plate is, and then that will be where the trusses rest for the roof. So it's important that we make sure that it's square, especially considering the fact that we haven't put that row of posts in on the other side yet. But because we have our corner posts in and we have our exact lines using string, lots of string, we know where everything's going to be. So it's not an issue for us to have to wait to do that. So we can work on doing this little job, and then this weekend we can actually work on putting in those posts on the southern side, which is exciting. In the meantime, Mom actually brought some lunch. So we actually have some deer kielbasa and bologna and some more cold pizza. Thanks, Mom.
You're welcome. We're going to want to put this one with the second post.
Halfway.
The fourth one.
Like that?
Okay, yep, now it has to be level, and I'm pretty sure you're going to have to go down on your end.
Not a problem.
Ooh, not very much though. Probably just kick the dirt away a little bit on that.
Really?
Yeah, you might just be able to do it with your foot.
Oh, wouldn't that be nice, guys, huh? Let's use the fingers. Let's get in a little nitty gritty here. How's that? How's that?
Perfect.
Yeah? Each of these boards are not exactly 16 foot, so we're measuring them and then cutting them at 16 foot exactly. So do you want me to just go do that with all of them, or do it as we go?
You can do that with all of them if you want.
I'll go take care of that next. Yes, I know I'm using a chainsaw. Yes, I know I would rather be using a miter saw or a circular saw. Heck, even a table saw. But we don't have any, and it's Tuesday, so we're short on time. Oh, we got problems.
Uh-oh, they're inside.
Now, if that is as good a cut as I think it was, I can just use this as my template. I was 1/8 of an inch off. How dare I? Your plan worked. Your plan worked. Good on you, Ma.
The best way to handle horses is to be patient.
I don't know if you guys heard her say that. She said the best way to handle horses is to be patient. I could not agree more with that.
All right, Joel, I got the horses out.
Good job, Mom.
But you're on your third one.
So, I need 4 whole ones, and then the 5th one's half.
One more whole one and then.
Got it. A lot of dee, a lot of do, a lot of dum. I don't know if you guys hear the background, you probably don't, but the veggie boys are working on harvesting their corn today, so that's exciting. Okay, I'm flush.
Okay, that's it. You're perfect. All right, don't put anything else in. Right there.
Does look like something's happening, doesn't it? That's awesome. There we go, guys. The bottom 2x6. Ooh, it's looking nice. It's looking spicy. We have that side is basically right up on the ground. No biggie there. Over here, you can see it comes up off the ground just a hair. Over here, about 4, maybe 6 inches over here. So I'll have to add the tiniest bit of fill here, but what's nice is that gives me a little bit over because we're going 16 foot from this 2x6, and that'll be where the roof rests. So we're very happy with that. Mom ran out of time since Tuesday's a day that she normally doesn't work at the stable, so she had to go. We were happy though. That was our goal for today, was getting that bottom row, that 2x6 on. The next day we're going to be working on wood would be Thursday, and we have all of the boards marked. You can see on the post there's the mark, there's the mark, there's the mark, going all the way across there. So we're quite pleased and happy with how things are working. That'll be the next thing. And I'm not gonna forget to make sure that I have a saw next time. So I was under the impression that we had our saw in the horse trailer over there, but it wasn't. And both of us were kind of flummoxed about that. Turns out they are both back at home. So what are you gonna do? That being said, it's only 2 o'clock and I've got a little bit of extra time on my hands. So I'm going to, you know, honestly, that's kind of crazy. It's a Tuesday and I got extra time. Like what? We're gonna take the bale spike and the bale spike off the tractor, front and back, hook the box blade and the bucket up, and I think we'll work on sealing up this trench because that shouldn't take us that long at all. That should be a pretty fairly easy and quick job. So let's get started on that, yeah? Yeah. Well, there we go, guys. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo. That's awesome. I'm very pleased with that. Our whole trench is now buried underneath rock. Now, something that normally you could do, you know, if this was something you were putting in your yard, would be you'd put a layer of that fabric mesh down on top of the rock, and then you would put sod on top of that. So that way you don't have rock visible, and then you could drive over it with your lawnmower and all that. It made absolutely no sense for us to put grass down because the horses are going to be walking right across this trench, right into their shed here. Well, hello. So we wanted to use a small rock that wouldn't hurt their hooves and one that was breathable. That's why we're putting this down on the top instead of it being potato rock all the way through. And the same for that side. We didn't want, most of the rock is round, but you know, some rocks have a few sharp edges. You could picture it taking a tractor in with a fully loaded front loader, round bale, putting a lot of pressure on those front tires, and then it just hits the tire right at the wrong spot, boom, flat tire. So that's why we have the stone on the front and the back. That was the main point of that. We've got a little bit left over here, so I'm gonna dump some extra here and some extra going down the sides here, and then we're gonna do the same thing that we did here over here. All right, guys, that's it. The French drain is completely sealed. We've got rock, a little bit of dirt, but mostly rock down on top of the whole thing. So now I don't need to worry about someone falling into the trench, which by no means is it beautified yet. Still has some beauty work to be done on it, but that makes me feel really happy knowing that that pipe zipped up where it needs to be. The only thing that's remaining for us to do on the pipe is we have some critter guards we got to put on each outlet, and of course hook the gutter system in once the roof is on, which, my word, when we're putting the gutter system on, that's gonna feel surreal. It's 2:48, so it's time to get started feeding horses for the afternoon. So I'm just gonna close my truck up and my truck will chill down here, and I'm gonna take the quad back to the stable and we'll get started feeding horses. All in all though, I would say today was a very successful Tuesday. With that tractor work out of the way, that pretty much clears the path for us for Thursday to just start putting boards up, which is exciting. So now it's just a matter of putting 2x4s going all the way up to the tippy top and then top plates. I don't think we'll be putting top plates on until all the posts are in though. But I mean, you never know, I could be wrong. Thursday, more than likely, we'll probably get 1, 2, maybe 3 sets of 2x4s going up this wall. I think that would probably be a reasonable goal for Thursday. And then we'll kind of go from there, you know, just kind of see where the time and where the opportunity takes us, so to speak. Either way though, I'm ecstatic. So I think we're right on track for having our posts in the ground and our boards and our top plates up. Dad even is optimistic and thinking that the trusses are going to be on by the end of November. I don't know about that one. I'm thinking we'll probably be ready for trusses come December, but I could be wrong. The way that this build has been going though, it's been taking a lot more time than we think. So, you know, that's how it goes. But you'll notice we're not killing ourselves, so to speak. We're kind of working at it when all of us have time to work on it. It's because there's a lot of other things that have to be worked on at the same point in time. So there we go, guys. All the horses are in for afternoon feeding. A lot of the clients are actually here and helped me get them all in, which was super swell of them. So we're gonna let them eat. We'll come back in 15 minutes or so. I'm gonna go eat an apple and see my wife, because I didn't come in for lunch today because I ate with Mom. So let's see what's going on in the store. How are things going in here today? I haven't gotten to come in for lunch and see how you're doing.
Yeah, I know. Tracy and I just finished up, so I have to vacuum now.
Ah, so you're on the cleanup. Does things usually get pretty dirty back here when you guys are breaking up the bulk items, or not so much?
Yeah, like when you're doing the flour, sugar, oats, just anything, it like gets on the, it falls on the floor.
Okay, okay. I know I've been outside all day, but it feels pretty stuffy back here.
I don't know.
Just me?
Maybe.
Didn't notice. It was hot and warm. I'm gonna go get an apple. You want an apple?
Chocolate pretzel.
I'll get you a chocolate pretzel. Well, there we go, guys. The horse stable is now empty. All the lights are off. This is how things look right now with all the lights off. It gets pretty dark in the stalls. We're gonna walk on down because my truck is down by the hay barn. So we're gonna take a nice, beautiful little walk through the pasture with the horses. Obi, RJ's licking some salt from the salt lick. Cows over on the far hill. All the corn over there got harvested today. That whole farm is done. That's it. Man, that's crazy. I mean, it is November, so, you know, it is time for that stuff to happen. Look at the rock coming through the ground here. Shale. And this is how things look out here. Pretty awesome. Something that's interesting is the horses that were in the middle field. Oh, there goes Suede. He's running away from Peter. In case you guys are curious, that woods is where Peter's at. I can actually see him driving his tractor through over there. Can you see him moving in the trees? He's looking at us. He's waving. Looks like he's dragging logs out. Hey, Spitfire. What's up, buddy? We are now down to our hay barn. This is basically the path the horses are going to be taking. And they can come right down here. They'd be able to walk right through here, across the French drain, and in 16 foot, which is that board right there. So they'll be able to walk into about right here. And they, boom, out of the weather, out of the snow, rain, and wind, and they can eat. I'll talk more about that, of course, in future videos, but that is the plan with that. And then the remainder of the barn, well, that's all hay storage. So cool. So cool. Man, that looks good. Just putting one board on the bottom. So exciting. It's so small, but it's so significant. It's so exciting. Alrighty guys, it's now time for our questions of the day. Starting off with our first one, we've got one from Corey Joachim. I'm gonna say Corey Joachim, 6029. Would the manure spreader handle a load of rock? Is the weight too much for it to handle? Honestly, the manure spreader would definitely have the axles and the support to handle a couple loads of rock. The only problem is the beaters, which are the two rods that are at the end that basically take the manure and spread it across the field. The rocks would get caught on those and, well, you might damage the crawler chain because the crawler chain will be trying to move the rock out and it will be rubbing up against those beaters. So if we had like an older manure spreader that didn't have the beaters on, honestly, I like your thinking. It's not a bad idea. And if the hole was wide enough, you can even just have it unload the rock right into the hole. But that's the kind of thinking that you need on a farm. You got to think outside of the box and use things that conventionally you wouldn't think would work, but it does. That being said, we ended up not needing to do such a thing, but I appreciate the thought. It's a good question. And we got another question from Rosin de Bulge. Question, how come Samson's tail is so short? That is very common on most Belgians and Percherons, and the tail is docked because those horses are used for pulling. You never want the tail to get caught in what they are pulling. And so oftentimes the tail is cut shorter than a normal horse's tail to prevent any damage or injury, because as you can imagine, they're going along pulling a wagon. Wagons gets a little too close to the horse, tail of the horse gets caught in the wagon, horse freaks out and bolts. Now the wagon is damaged, the people in the wagon are hurt. It's just something that no one wants. So oftentimes with those animals, their tail is what's called docked or cut short. Samson is not used anymore for pulling any of those things, so he has a little tiny little tail on his back. That does mean that we have to make up for it with extra fly care measures because their tail is a natural defense against flies, but it is very common practice. If you feel like you want to look it up and get more information on the subject, certainly feel free to do so, but that is why Samson's tail is shorter. And yes, thank you for the question. All right, guys, hey, thank you so much for watching the channel. Thank you so much for watching the video. If you haven't, don't forget to hit that like button and make sure that you're subscribed. And as always, I'll see you in the next one.